Hey everyone, thanks for joining another Coffee with Kittl. I have Ryan with me today. Ryan is no stranger to Kittl, no stranger to the Coffee with Kittl podcast, been on several times, always a wealth of knowledge. So please check out his channel. Everything is linked down in the description. And today I figured we would focus on some trend predictions in the print-on-demand space, maybe the Etsy space. I mean, you have a lot going on. I know you were experimenting with, I think, Walmart the last we spoke of. So it'd be nice to get a little update on what you think about that. But maybe just to kick us off, you do these really amazing niche of the week, right? It's like 5 niches for the week, I think. And those are always so helpful, I think, especially for beginner print-on-demand people, beginner even designers even that need to go and like figure out what they should be designing for. But as we get into the holiday season, now we're in November, now would be the peak time, I think, for, if you haven't already, probably started maximizing your winter and holiday print-on-demand stuff for Etsy especially. So can you give us any kind of like trends, forecast, or predictions, whether they be like the product itself? We know ornaments is a big one. But I don't know if I haven't really dived into this, so I don't know if there's any other product forecasts or some sort of specific design that you think is going to be like taking off for the holidays.
For sure, man. Yeah, let's get into it. And I don't want to talk ornaments. Everybody, there's so much good content.
I don't either.
So much good content on ornaments. Go watch that content, all right? That's not why you're here.
Exactly. Yeah, I just wanted to get that one out of the way. That's why I said it. I was like, everybody knows ornaments will work, especially customized ones. But there's got to be other stuff.
There is, man. You joined my private group last week, and we talked about calendars. There's like a 2-month window to sell calendars, and that is now. Don't miss out, right? Shoot. Calendars are going to be big, and like you were saying, like there's like the niche can be the product, but it can be we can do better, right? It's not just a calendar. There's a million ways to sell calendars. There's also different calendar types. If you guys have never looked, go check out all of the different print-on-demand calendar types. There's like single page, vertical, like desk calendars where, you know what I mean? It's just one page and it's got all the little mini months, but then maybe do a custom photo at the top. Like there's the wall calendars that are vertical, the wall calendars that are more horizontal. There's so many ways to get into calendars. And to me, first and foremost, anything that we're selling, I love the low-hanging aspect of just saying custom product. So custom wall calendar, custom desk calendar. What we ended up doing in my group, we're having a month of November calendar sales contest.
Right.
And each sale that you make is like a raffle entry. And then 3 winners are going to win some Bitcoin. You know, that's what I decided to do as the prize. I love me some Bitcoin, not whole Bitcoins, but you know what I mean?
I was going to say, I was like, dang, bro.
Yeah. Keep dreaming. But I love Bitcoin. So I was like, let's do that as the prize. And so anyways, like we were just doing some research, and beyond just offering like custom calendars. And even, by the way, even when you do custom, it could be custom dog calendar, right? That's a phrase that like your listing can get indexed on. The best thing you could ever get indexed on is just custom 2025 calendar. But
sure,
there's only so much room at the top of page 1 on Etsy, on Amazon, on eBay. You know, you can do custom products a lot of places.
To start adding different stuff to it, themes, niches. Yeah.
If we're being realistic, like you should plan on launching go for it, right? Go for it. Custom 2025 calendar, but make a separate listing. You know, Etsy has a duplicate button. You can literally duplicate that and then go and optimize your SEO, your search engine optimization around custom 2025 dog calendar, custom 2025. This is huge. I think bigger than dogs, cat calendar. All right. That's just my opinion. I was looking into it, you know, and go down that rabbit hole. Custom 2025 travel calendar. There's so many good ones, you know. I love that as like a good start for the end of year niches. What do you think, Drew?
Yeah, I love that. I think that one is not only specific to print, but I mean, that's big for digital products even, right? I have so many friends and other collaborators, like I'm sure you know Sandra, who's like the master of digital products, and KDP, selling digital downloads. Like it's literally just a PDF of that calendar. So you could technically duplicate that listing, make sure it's not attached to your print-on-demand provider if you're something on Etsy, and then just provide the PDF of that thing as a digital download. Because maybe somebody does want to print it on their own specific type of paper. Maybe they want to have it in a different size. Maybe they do want to have it like, you know, printed on a different product like a mouse pad. I don't know. Like you said, you got my mind moving when you said desk calendar. You know, I know a lot of companies have like a desk calendar that's like also a memo pad. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a little bit long. So there's like place where you can do notes, but then there's also the calendar attached to it. And I was like, dang, a print-on-demand product like that would be sick for you to like, be able to design like a longer notepad. That'd be so cool. But I the calendars and the kind of like 2025 planners, especially for the digital side, could be really big, especially with all of our we have so many templates for planners and to-do lists and tasks in Kittl, like, and calendars. We do have the calendars one as well. But like, do you know?
Such a time saver, bro, by the way. Such a time saver. Just having like the months with the days laid out for you.
Right.
Because some POD products, like, they have that already done, but not like literally maybe half of them do, half of them don't. So yeah, Kittl's a great place to start.
And do you know if I know that, for example, you can do journals and notebooks, which I don't know, maybe that's kind of on your list. That's one that maybe I'm thinking of, is like 2025 journals or notebooks, right? This is a good time to sell them. And from what I understand, in Printify and Printful, they both have their own hard, soft cover, and spiral bound notebooks, which are just basically plain inside. They're either ruled or they're just blank. And so what you're essentially doing is customizing the cover. But do you know of a provider that actually has like a planner print-on-demand product?
I don't know off like firsthand knowledge, so I don't want to guess.
Yeah, I don't think there is, but that would be interesting. But you know what I'm saying when I say planner, like usually you think of kind of like a little bit bulkier book with like tabs and it says like January, February, March. I don't think that there is a product like that, but it'd be really neat if they did include that kind of thing. So, I mean, I guess the advice then would be like, I guess be careful if you're going to like sell a physical planner that's just a blank notebook, because then that could frustrate some people maybe a little bit if they get it says 2025 planner and then you have your name on it and then you open it's blank. Maybe like journal notebook is like the better way to go, especially with whatever themes are coming that are going to be big in 2025. You could also check out whatever the Pantone color is going to be for 2025. Every year has like a big Pantone color thing, and you just make that the cover of the notebook 2025 journal. But yeah, what other kind of products? That's such a good one. I haven't even thought about calendars. But what else is on your radar, you think, for like these 2 months we should be selling?
Yeah, dude. I think you set me up for a perfect segue, but I wanted to go back and just say I'm such a fan of the double down when it's available. Like, to me, it's like, hey, you did the work for the POD calendar. You're going to sell it physical. You're going to outsource production to this company, but then also just taking the digital file.
The digital, yeah.
And I get that like people a lot of times have questions like, but why would you do that? Someone's going to buy it and like compete with you or something. It's just like, yo, I don't have all the answers, and that's a great point. but like, I just like to set myself up to make as much money as possible. And to me, if I can occupy twice as much online real estate and appease the physical customer and the digital customer, I want that. I want to check both boxes. So.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So I love that as a great point. And Sandra D, she's the queen of that. So yeah. And Bailey too. They're both awesome.
They're both masters for sure.
Yeah, they're masters. I feel like you teed me up for pivoting to somewhere that I had a lot of success. And that is maybe not product type, but just as a niche, as an overall theme, is office gifts. All right. Like I don't miss my 9-to-5 office job. I used to work with some awesome coworkers, honestly. So I do miss them.
Sure.
But I don't miss having to like drive into work and stuff like that. But and be somebody's employee and whatnot. Now my own boss. But when I was working my day job, I had 2 different companies I worked for. In the second one, I would MC the white elephant, the office like gift giving thing every year. For some reason, I was like the MC for it, and so that was always a lot of fun. And literally, like, while I still worked at that job and I was tasked with being the MC, trying to make it fun and funny, I was selling like Amazon KDP journals for the first time.
Right.
And I love automating things and taking the like lowest hanging path to profits. But I did go and make a bunch of like manual books, because it's always good to put in the effort too when you're learning. And I was brand new. And every single one that I built was optimized to be like gifted between coworkers. And
and when you say like, what do you mean? What do you mean that you optimize it to be like for coworkers? You mean that you were making something specific for your direct friends, or you're just setting up the book in general so that like it's like evergreen, I guess?
Yeah. Like that's a good question, man. So what I really mean, I think it's like twofold. It's the actual product itself, and like what changes do you make to the, in this case, Amazon KDP book, like
Right.
that they're going to get a physical book. Like what changes do you make to make it fit the niche or the expectation? And then how do you define the expectation? So for me, it was optimizing around phrases like holiday, like funny office holiday party gift, funny white elephant gift, funny coworker gift,
Oh, I see.
funny gift for coworker, funny gift for boss. And I love the funny word, by the way. It's not a requirement, but that's always how I like to go about. I just feel like that's
Humor.
more where I know,
Humor, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
humor is always a good one to incorporate wherever possible. I mean, memes, man. That's our age lives on memes right now. Like anything funny reference wise is going to get you. So was that specific to when you said something a second ago that you were going into the effort of like actually putting in the work on the inside of the book? So I'm assuming what you mean is you had some KDP that weren't just blank pages inside, or what do you mean like when you're talking about the interior?
So that's like a KDP specific question. And with KDP, you customize the outside and the inside, right?
Correct.
And for me, I would mainly customize like the first page as like a cover page. You know what I'm saying? And then just the rest would just be a generic, like, you stitch the rest together
like
and
a
just call that
template,
your
like that's
interior.
just all pages are the same. Okay.
That's how I would do it back then. Nowadays, KDP, by the way, like they want you to be less repetition and, low content books. They want to be more like actual books. This is just what I got away with back then. You know what I mean? And it worked like a charm. So whether you want to sell KDP books, calendars, like we were doing calendar research with my group, but we were looking at KDP books because I was like, hey, like a calendar is basically the same thing in my mind of like funny office gift, right? Funny office holiday party gift. You see a KDP book for $10, you see a calendar for 20.
Yeah.
To me, they're the same. And you can take a lot of the popular KDP, a lot of times it's just a book cover, right? With a funny saying. And you can just transplant the saying, you can modify it, you know what I mean? And sell it as a calendar cover. Low hanging fruit to me.
Right. Yeah. And so that obviously fits not only with office kind of specific gift giving or office holiday party type stuff. Are there other products in mind besides like the journal or the notebook? Because now that you have said that, I'm thinking like, oh, people are always kind of on the lookout for something that like maybe is not like funny or humor, but actually is like, oh, I'm going to get you this for your office. Like, for example, if we had print on demand succulents, that'd be kind of fire because everybody kind of you know what I mean? Everybody kind of buys those to like put on their little desk and they look nice or whatever. So is there other like kind of maybe officey or work products that you've thought of or tried in the past?
Yeah, man, queuing me up for another softball.
Okay, good.
Well done. Yeah, like with work stuff, it's probably best to just like stay away from clothing, especially if it's like white elephant. It may not fit. If the gifts can go to different people.
True.
Secret Santa, it could work, but you might not want to ask somebody what size they wear. So why not go down the route of like drinkware? That's low hanging fruit, right?
Okay.
Mugs, and it's not just a coffee mug. Like start with to me, start with a white 11-ounce coffee mug, just because it's like it's like a rite of passage as a
it's basically just this one without text on it.
Yeah, like literally I would say start with the white because it's usually got a lower base cost. And then if you want like to do the double down, as I mentioned earlier, literally invert the color scheme and sell it on a blue mug, a black mug, whatever, start there. There's so many good drinkware available, like too, it's not just a coffee mug. It's two-tone mugs, color changing mugs with the heat. It's the tumblers, it's the glass mugs, the camper mugs. There's so many now. And like some customers want that, whether you do separate listings or you combine them into one listing as separate SKUs, and you still get the automated fulfillment. That's a little bit more of an advanced tactic, but it works.
Yeah. I tested. So I did a video a while back, and I bought everybody's Christmas present, at least that I was giving gifts to that year. I made them with Kittl and they were all print on demand. And I was so impressed with the glasses. I made a couple of family members glass, like wine glasses with the design on it, and just like the embossed super thick like vinyl, or I don't think it was ink. I'm pretty sure it kind of felt like what DTF would feel like on a shirt but on a glass. And they've held up because I went and visited one of the people that I gave that glass to, and it still looked like pristine. And so like that's such a good Oh, that's so good because I see what you're saying about the mug thing, but it's like people's fear about the whole mug thing will be it's like the mug is to people what the t-shirt is, right? They just think oversaturated, right? That's
Yeah.
kind of what they think. So it's like I'm not suggesting, and I know you're not suggesting that it's impossible for you to just do the white mug with a funny phrase on it, dude. If it's funny enough, people will buy it. I think like if you're hitting a niche on, you have that funny text on a white mug. But I think once you dive in and you see like print on demand mason jars where you can design something on top of that, that's you've opened up another like category of buyer that
Right.
is still looking for drinkware that you've now custom designed. The wine glass, the stemmed one, the non-stemmed one. I think you said tumbler. Like there's metal tumblers, there's plastic tumblers. Like dang, those are also such good gifts because generally they're not massively expensive, right? So like you can fit somewhere in the range of a normal what they would might spend at like Target or
Right.
Walmart, and yours is like a little bit more custom, so you add that little extra charge and you can make quite a bit of money, you know?
Dude, yeah, and I was gonna say like the glass. I did glass ornaments for my whole family last year. With
Hmm.
like we all like literally everybody in our family has a micro chihuahua, so I had to do it. Everybody got a little micro chihuahua glass
Oh my
ornament, but
god.
I didn't even plan on doing it. But like you said, I saw the quality of it when I did a sample, and I was like, "Yo, these are amazing!" Like I just
Hmm.
wanted everybody to have one at that point. So I went in and just like cartoonized, removed BG, the whole deal. You know what I mean? Add a little snow at the
Yeah.
bottom and put the name at the top. And it was money. I loved, or they loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so good. I think that like chasing that thread of like what's the common denominator of everybody will help you when like formulating your product, right? Whether it's going to be like this is across the board for office, that's the environment. Family, you just mentioned, that's another environment. For some people, church, that's another, and you just kind of go around and you find the common denominator that can help you like figure out and craft the correct product and design, if that makes sense. Do you know what I'm saying?
For sure, yeah, and one thing worth noting too is like you mentioned that all the mugs are saturated, and that's not, it's like not wrong, but also just
Right.
during the fourth quarter, it's like unfathomable the amount of like search interest associated with like the high level stuff like gift for boss, right? And gift for boss could be,
Mm.
it could be world's okayest boss on a shirt or a mug, and it could also be this is what a great boss looks like. Like it doesn't have to be the funny,
Right.
sarcastic. It could be the
The
oh, let
opposite.
me just suck up and tell my boss how amazing they are. And so like and I can speak more to like Amazon with confidence about this, but like I know that Amazon does like to give new listings a chance to
Hmm.
be seen, to get like they don't show us like the impressions, but like I know, you know what I mean? But if you enter
Sure.
something that's too saturated with too broad keywords, you may not get your chance. But
Okay.
often you will get a chance. And maybe if you upload one product, it's not like, oh, I'm going to get a sale. But if you upload 10 and they're good designs, like you've been at it for a while, you know what a good design looks like, you're priced competitively, your SEO makes sense, like you can get a sale, and a sale leads to two. That's how you get to two. It starts with one. So I don't want people to shy too much away from it because there's still people, of course, uploading in all these different product niches and making sales. So I just like to speak to that.
100%. Yeah. I mean, if I'm kind of hearing what you're saying is like, it doesn't mean that like the concept of like mug sales is oversaturated. It's like basically saying like the product itself, it's like everybody mugs will be sold. You know what I mean? I think what we're saying is like people trying to bid, for lack of a better term, on these way too big and broad open niches that have nothing to do with like a narrow specific situation. You know what I mean? So I think that's definitely practical advice. That's what I try to tell people about t-shirts, because you can make the same argument for that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, and I love the way Rich says it, because he's like, it's not oversaturated. It's oversaturated with bad stuff. Because it's like it's either oversaturated with bad stuff or it's oversaturated with like repetitive stuff that all looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
So, and what you're saying is essentially the advice to go the extra mile to like make sure it is niche down and narrowed down. Okay, so that's a really good topic. Those are all several really good products. Do you have other topics and or products in mind that people should be thinking about as we get ready to turn into the new year? I mean, I've even thought about like what the new year, like to turn the new year, so like post Christmas, like because I feel like there's still some stuff that you can capitalize right in January as well. So I mean, pretty much all bets are off. Anything you have to offer, I'm sure would be happy. People would be happy to hear.
No, don't get me started, man. I did this last year, and I'm telling you, some of the stuff that I shared was fire. You know what I mean? I was on top of some stuff for 2024 that came to fruition. I might have to do like a victory lap towards the end of this year, looking back. But
good idea. Yeah, good idea.
Dude, I was gonna say though, because we talked and you told me about the golf balls, and I just feel like, what are your thoughts there? Because a bunch of my friends, like, I'm scared to get into golf because I'm one of those people that can't be half in. I got to be like all in. I don't want to like get into that right now because the time commitment. But dude, golf balls, like, that's such a good gift. I feel like if we popped into Google Trends right now and just looked up like golf, it's got to be up and to the right in terms of popularity.
Oh, it has to be. Yeah. I think that I made the point in the video I did that there's a lot of pretty wacky sports equipment that you can print and design on right now. But when I saw the golf balls, I was just like, dude, who wouldn't want to have like their last name in a nice script on the golf ball, especially for someone's dad or brother or whoever's like super into golf, or like a company logo. Like that could be like, just imagine, and now both Printful and Printify can do bulk order, and you get a massive discount when you do bulk orders. Like, imagine how amazing that would be. Like, I'm sure that that's not a new concept. Like, I'm sure there's companies where you could already go and like pay a company to custom print a golf ball. But now the bar of entry is like way lower because it is in itself like self-fulfilled. You could sell it on repeat, like you're saying, or you could just order in bulk and like give them out as gifts or whatever. I think the golf ball one is good. The one that I didn't care so much for was like hockey pucks. That one was a little bit more. I'm not saying it's bad.
Canadians hate you now. Every Canadian viewer hates you. You're gonna hear from them in the comments.
I know, it's tough. Yeah, that's tough. But that I think that hockey is great. I mean, go Canes. I live in North Carolina, so go Hurricanes. But like, that one is such a specific nuance. Like, you have to have in my opinion, this is just Drew's dumb opinion, you'd have to have like a hockey specific print on demand store for that to fit in. It would make total sense. You could even do like your own designs on hockey pucks. You could even do customize, like upload your name, whatever. But the golf ball ones though, man, that's like, for me, that feels like it's just so far and wide reaching,
Yeah. And dude, one of the things, like when I mentioned coworker gifts, office gifts, like what I'm really saying is this is almost like the lens to look through in terms of optimizing your SEO, because you can sell the same products and not optimize it as like an office gift. But these keywords matter in communicating when we launch a new listing on Amazon, Etsy, eBay, Walmart, everywhere. It's like we're communicating to these algorithms like what it is we're selling, and they don't trust us right away. They really trust us when a customer types into the search bar, clicks us, and orders. Then they start to trust it.
They get a sale. Yeah. Then they say, oh, this is worth showing.
So I was thinking like the lens of like golf balls. Number one, it could be a million things, but even like we know bachelor parties, right? Like, dude, how many times have we been golfing on bachelor parties? That's a lens to look at golf balls through. 100%. Custom office, like office, employee gifts, I guess. It could be from the company to the employees, the golf balls with the logo. Like, there's so many good lenses. Dude, have you been to weddings that are like on golf or near golf resorts? Yeah. Like I have, you know what I mean? Yeah. Another one where the wedding party gives it to everybody that shows up. Yeah. So many ways to sell the same product.
Party gifts. You could order just a bunch and everybody gets a golf ball as like a party gift.
Yeah. I mean, it's like infinite, man. And with golf, like just picking up in popularity, like it could just be, you know what I mean? It could just be anything really. So I love that as just an idea. And it's almost like it's maybe not related to the end of the year. I mean, it's gift giving season, so you could always put that spin on it.
Yeah,
I think I love that.
Yeah, it's fair. I think gift, especially for, like I said, that the avid golfer, especially like think about, how many dads just golf every day. You know what I mean? Like that feels like it fits right into the gift giving niche. Was there any other ones, just out of curiosity? It's funny that you bring that up. Were there any other ones that you thought of from kind of the crazier list that you think would be like practical around this time or other? I mean, that one obviously feels like right at home, but I'm not sure about the other ones.
No, I mean, dude, I just feel like it's endless, the possibilities, right? It's just kind of like how to frame it so that you get indexed on relevant search terms. That's where it falls short. Maybe if things don't sell. You were talking about the coffee, like that could be one. I feel like at the end of the year, maybe I'm just like off the mark, but the 2 day jobs that I had, and I worked, day jobs for, I think 8 years of my life in total, and I was like real plugged into like the community at work. And I know that like when you have the office credit card, it feels like you're not spending real money. So people would spend on like whatever, you know what I mean? And in the Christmas season, like they took care of us employees. They would swipe that thing on whatever, so it could be expensive, like overpriced custom coffee, overpriced golf balls, overpriced hockey pucks. You know what I mean?
Hockey pucks, overpriced pickleball sets. Yeah. Well, here's another thought, kind of like more towards the customization lens now that maybe we can think of, which still applies to like office stuff. If you're looking through it this way, but under that same kind of games category, the sports stuff is kind of under games, which I would probably separate them from, like, I would separate them by sports and games. Anyway, the puzzles apparently have kind of been on the up and up. And so I was even thinking like for the holiday season and turn the new year, and or just like kind of evergreen stuff that you could sell. You could be selling puzzles where people could upload to you a customized picture of their pet, dude. Or like you said, like it could be anything in the office. Maybe it's a company photo. Maybe it's like an actual photo of the building or the office, or like, I don't know. There's
it could be in memory, bro. Like, you know how in the holidays, like the families get together, they ideally, spend some time together.
Exactly.
And like you hit the nail on the head about like puzzles are a great way to bring people together, not talk about politics and all this other crap, man, but like bring people together and just say, yo, let's put this 400 piece puzzle together. And this is our amazing family picture with great memories with grandma and grandpa on it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like that's such a low hanging fruit, easy idea, zero design required. You literally launch the listing and you say your photo here, but of course, like optimize your SEO. This is what I was saying earlier. It might not be enough to just say custom puzzle. Go ahead and maybe launch that and then duplicate it and say custom in memory puzzle, in memoriam,
family,
all those words.
Get together. Retreat, family
memories, whatever, and make a couple different ones where you literally just tweak the keywords in your title and tags and see where it takes you,
Yes. I think that the puzzles, that one's always been so interesting to me. I think a lot of people started to kind of capitalize on that one with the use of AI, because now you can AI generate beautiful scenery, landscapes that don't really exist, and then create a puzzle out of them, and then have a whole like fantasy jigsaw puzzle set. But I think the custom personalization aspect to it would be like, I don't want to say better or worse, but it definitely has low hanging fruit, like you said, especially for the holidays turning into the new year. I wanted to
say real quick, if you don't mind, when you met my group, Susan from our group, like she's retired, she's new to print on demand, like just maybe 2 months in. Okay. And she's really taken a liking to puzzles. She's using AI, generating images,
got it,
and slapping them on puzzles. And guess what? It's working, man. She's on Etsy, and she's always like, we're on the call today, and she's laughing because her little Etsy phone seller app is cha-chinging in the background. You know what I mean?
Let's go, dude. It works. I'm saying if you harbor down on what you know or passionate about or care about, and you just keep doing it, like it will yield success like that, especially using tools that will help you. I want to know, I'm wondering if people like, they're watching this, maybe they're like slightly a little bit late. We're already like pretty close to Christmas time. The Prime Demand sellers always kind of give you that like, oh, make sure orders are in before this like 2 weeks, or, and so let's maybe think about one or two either products or topics going into 2025 that someone might be able to get in on and not feel so stressed about like, oh, it has to be Christmas. Like they don't have to have like Christmas on the brain. So what could you tell us that you're either excited about, has worked before, that you're going to test for like January 2025?
Yeah, man. First thing that you kind of inspired me to want to say is that like my personal approach to Christmas stuff, having tried many times to sell in the Christmas niche specifically, where I'm adding snow and snowmen and elves, like, dude, I find that hard to do. Like,
100%.
Like I tell people, hey, like it's Christmas, everything's going to see an uptick in sales. I personally recommend kind of staying away, or if you go in there, like just have a creative avenue of it, like have a different, like I saw like right now the Trump Daddy's Home shirts are like the top number 1, 2, and 3 product on Amazon merch, which is like where I kind of optimize my research for. Right. And I'm looking at them. It's the same 3 designs like for the last week. But somebody went in there and guess what they did? They put, oh man, how am I going to forget it? It was like some Christmas spin. So it didn't say Daddy's Home anymore. It said like Daddy's Home for Christmas. And it had like jingle, had the Christmas lights and like the Santa hat. You know what I mean?
Okay, so it was specific to the season. Yeah.
Exactly. That to me, like that's perfectly fine. You're taking the number 1 current like niche and you're putting just a Christmas spin on it. That works all day.
Got it. Yeah. That makes total sense.
But so beyond that, man, like I was going to say like one of my interests personally, speak to what you know. Hey, that's good advice too. Stick to what you know.
100%.
You're hearing me talk, but like if you know something else, like my wife loves plants and all that stuff, she got me my money tree in the background there. I got to get a few more plants. But like that's her thing. She could do amazing plant shirts that I would never think of. I was going to say, bro, I love like cryptocurrencies. We're in a little bit of a bull run. Like Bitcoin new all-time highs, like for the last like 5 days in a row.
Yeah, it is, dude. It's crazy.
So that is a niche that like I have made plenty of money selling in. And it is what it is. Like I'm interested when prices are low because that means I can spend my money and get more of it. People a lot of times get interested when prices are high for some reason. They want to spend more and get less. Whatever. We won't go there. But it tends to correlate to increased interest in t-shirt sales and whatever product you want to sell. Like anything that you can do custom shape, even stickers maybe. When NFTs were big, custom NFT products. My wife was selling those shirts for $50 a shirt, by the way.
Whoa.
Like no joke. Like to me, if it's like related to a financial asset that's like appreciating in value, I think you can sometimes get away with charging higher price points. So that was on my mind.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, I'm actually curious to know, like when you said like you may have to do like a little victory lap haul video, like what if can you give us like a brief one of those? Like what did you predict going into 2024 that like worked? I mean, obviously people can go back and watch a lot of your videos, which I think they should do, but like can you give us like a brief victory haul of like what you hit? Obviously like I'm going to go ahead and say like election stuff, that was kind of obvious because that was this year. So I'm assuming that's probably one for you. But like, was there any other things that you predicted that kind of came through?
Yeah, the election stuff, man, just sell what people are buying, by the way. Cause I'm not into politics at all. Like zero. I'm a flat zero, like truly. But I sold all day, every day, because that's what people were buying, and it's like, if my goal is to make money, I just work backwards,
Right.
Two ones that came to mind that were big wins. One was the eclipse. Okay.
Oh shoot! I forgot all about that.
I was all over that so early,
in advance. Man. Then you were researching in advance for that stuff.
Wait, dude. But the crazy thing is, we were talking about that in my private group, like October of last year, and the BSRs, that the data point on Amazon that shows how well products sell relative to each other. So it doesn't. I don't know how many it's sold in a day, but I have an idea based on the numeric BSR. Dude, they were selling like 6 months in advance.
No way.
So like, and when I say they were selling, I don't mean like they were selling like, oh, it sold once. I mean like the BSRs were like 100K, 200K.
No way.
That means it's making more, like one sale a week minimum, probably a sale every few days. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this was just such a good year, dude. That's got to be part of the yearly recap. It's just like 2024 was such a good year to be selling print on demand, man. Like just for a number of reasons. I also predicted a crypto bull run. Now, that doesn't mean that like, oh, assets go up the whole year. Like, I don't know if people like, number one, if they care, if they watch, but like January, February of this year, crypto pumped in a big way. And even if you don't hold crypto or care, like if you were selling the print on demand stuff, that correlation's always tight. It's always there. And they pumped in a big way, especially February, And then it kind of like tapered off March through November, and here we are picking back up again.
Right. Interesting. Yeah, I think that might be one area where a lot of sellers, especially new sellers, will struggle, is that kind of forward-thinking research. You know what I mean? Like you said, your group was already talking about the eclipse. I had no idea about the eclipse until like the week or 2 weeks before, or whenever I was hearing about it. I guess I had absolutely no interest in that
Right.
really at all. I'm also not necessarily big into crypto, although I did follow some news that was forecasting that. And you're right. If I was passionate about kind of the print on demand, then that would have been easy. Whether you have some or not, you could have got in on it, as long as you kind of know that niche. Was there anything else that you were predicting, or maybe like added on? Was there a trend throughout 2024 that you were able to capitalize on quickly, like a meme or anything like that?
It's a good question. Like you could say kind of like I'm more like kind of unplugged from like the mainstream. You know what I mean? Like I just
Right,
kind
right,
of do
right.
my own thing. I like listening
Sure.
to podcasts and stuff. Like I don't really I don't know. I don't have cable. I don't have apps on my phone keeping me
Right,
plugged into the world.
right.
So that's why I don't care about politics or anything either. But I said the Olympics are coming, and dude, maybe the Olympics as a whole.
True.
Like, yeah, don't write Olympics in your SEO. Don't infringe on Nike's partnership with the USA. But
Correct.
if you paid attention to the Olympics, what did we get this year? We got that breakdancer.
Yeah.
And
Oh man.
dude, we're like 2 weeks away from Halloween. Do you remember one of the biggest Halloween designs this year? It was the Australian
Yeah.
breakdance coach.
Break dancer.
So
Yeah.
easy, so easy.
Yeah. Dang, that's really good.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it's like it's like I don't want to take credit and say I predicted that, but it's like, hey, this event with a lot of eyeballs on it, just pay
Where
attention
anything can
to like the
happen.
funny
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Totally. That's so good. Um, well, I think maybe the last thing I want to ask about is kind of how some updates, just like platform wise, because I know I don't really have an update from you kind of on how like the Walmart scene is going. I think you were playing around with Shopify. I don't know if you kept that or not, or because that's like a kind of a very different beast than capitalizing on an audience that's already on Amazon or Etsy. Shopify, you have to kind of do the legwork yourself. So can you give us just like a brief rundown of like how platforms are performing, what you've noticed, like any encouragements for those that you can give to people?
Yeah, man. Thanks for letting me speak to this because this is kind of what I coin as like Ryan's method, which is kind of like my brand of I don't know, kind of like the space that I carved out for myself in this print on demand space. By the way,
Right.
sorry if you can hear my chihuahuas in the background.
Oh yeah,
Is
I
it
was
loud?
wondering what that was.
Yeah, sorry. They must see somebody out front.
Oh, gotcha.
So I was going to say that I personally love to occupy as much online real estate as possible. So if I
Right.
do the research, the design, and the SEO, I want to sell on Amazon, Etsy, eBay, Walmart, and I mean, Shopify. Thank you for kind of teeing that up. Like, I'll speak to it really quickly because I'm not an
Sure.
expert.
Sure.
I didn't use Shopify with ads. I did Shopify organic in a
So yeah.
trending niche as an
Yeah.
experiment. So in a trend where I was generating sales over here and over here. So I'm like, why not try Shopify? And
Yeah.
I
Why not
did,
try to drive traffic to Shopify? Yeah.
bro. So I cracked 100 sales
Nice.
relatively quickly, and I think I know why. If
Okay.
you've ever checked out the Shop app, you know what the Shop app is? It's like if you buy stuff through Shopify stores, Shopify will say, hey, you've got money, you've got cash back for free, but you have to download the Shop app.
Interesting. I have not noticed that.
So I think what happened was that number one, Google does also index your products on a Shopify store.
Sure. Sure.
I
Sure.
thought
Sure.
it took way longer, but they indexed my stuff really quickly. And I think maybe that was
Yeah.
because it was Shopify. I could be wrong. I used to be a web developer, but I'm not nearly as plugged in as I used to be. But I cracked 100 sales quickly. I think it was either Google indexing, me being early to a trend that I knew was big, and the Shop app just getting visibility because it was pulling my products. But I mean, so all I would say is like Shopify is also it costs a decent amount each month.
That's
You want to be profitable, so balance it all out. You know what I
100%.
mean?
100%.
The other side though is I would say, man, like I probably made 20 to 25% extra money this year because of eBay and Walmart, which I know are the two that like are not top
eBay.
priority.
I didn't even think about eBay. Okay, yeah, talk about those a little bit.
Yo, what's crazy is it's the same. It's the same. You know what I mean? It's like when I'm publishing to eBay, I don't need to be an eBay expert. I just need to have my seller account integrated with, I use Printful as my go-to.
I didn't even know that they could integrate with eBay.
It helps that I have an eBay account from like 2006. You know what I mean? So my account's well established, good feedback, all that crap.
Interesting.
I used to only push, I really only push trends, but
Sure.
eBay does have limitations about how much you can sell. They're weird about how they do it. It's either quantity or it's quantity times the price point. So if you upload a shirt with like extra small, small, medium, large, extra large, and you type in the quantity for each SKU, it combines that number and multiplies it by your price point. So there's two different ways you can like max out your eBay listings. It's weird. You just got to be mindful of that.
Yeah.
But don't be scared. Just jump on eBay, post your bestsellers, start there. That's what I would say.
Okay.
And then Walmart, Printify ended their connection with Walmart.
Huh.
Printify was the best way to sell on Walmart when they had the express shipping. Okay. Walmart, even with the lag time exemption, which gives you 5 days to ship your order, it's not 5 business days, it's 5 days. So if you get an order on Friday, you use Saturday, Sunday, where Printful and Printify aren't working as 2 of your days. So what happened was they were constantly mad at me. And it never really mattered. I'm just being honest, but they were constantly mad at me. And I know a lot of people would probably like get real upset about that. Like when I say mad, it's like algorithmic automated emails telling me, hey, you need to ship faster. But
oh, right. Yeah. So how and or what are you selling on Walmart? If I thought Printify was the only thing that integrated with Walmart.
Good point. I think they were first, but Printful launched their integration maybe 10, I think it might have been like 10 months late. But theirs is still active. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, so that one is still up. Did you like migrate all of your stuff that you were doing with Printify is just the same thing with Printful, and now that's feeding Walmart? Okay.
Yeah, you can just cross fulfill them. Yep.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. And do you where do you see those in terms of like, so you said 25% more?
It's probably 20. It's probably 20.
Okay. Yeah. And then eBay is 5?
No, eBay to me is more than Walmart.
Okay, so that's what I was trying to ask. It's
eBay to me is more than Walmart, probably 2x.
Really?
Yeah, now, but that could be different. That could be different for other people. Like, it's hard to know, right? Because we all push different products to different platforms.
True.
What really worked for me this year, and this is like one of the best pieces of advice I could give to anybody, is like, because people might be like, why is he using Printful? Printify is cheaper. And like, you're completely right. But like Printful's workflow, where you can create a product template and then you can put your same design on 5 products at a time. Yes. And then you can click each product, set the SEO once, and just click like add to store eBay, add to store Walmart, add to store Amazon.
That's why I love it. Yeah.
Bro, like I make less profit, but like that workflow works for me. And sometimes it just comes down to getting it done. And that was letting me get it done,
Yes. Yeah. We're saying all this, and it's like now Printify and Printful will be one. And so now it's like, well, what does that mean? Now, why does Printful have an integration with Walmart, but Printify doesn't?
Yeah.
Why are Printify's products cheaper? It's like all of these sporadic questions in the air at the moment, which, I don't know.
It's going to be interesting next year.
Yeah, I don't know. So, okay. So in terms of like, so you're on, let me make sure I get this correct. So you're on Walmart, you're on eBay, you're on Amazon, you're on Etsy, and you have a Shopify. Is that right?
Well, I don't do the Shopify. That was like one trend. You know what I mean?
That was like an experiment.
Like a bell curve and died.
That was an experiment. Okay.
That was an experiment because I was paying the $40 a month and I was like, the sales aren't covering this anymore. So I'm just going to close the shop. And to be completely transparent, like I'm on Amazon Seller Central and I'm on Amazon Merch.
You have both Amazon.
Both.
Got it.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. You can make a living off print on demand. And it's like, what I love about my story is I don't achieve outlier success. I don't have like one product that's making 80% of my income or something. Like I have big wins, but then it just reverts back to the mean. But my mean is minimum 6-figure profits, and it's not like because I'm the expert or something. Like I published 5 years of income reports, my first 5. They're the most unimpressive thing anybody listening right now will ever see. RyanHogue.com/income reports or just my YouTube channel. Like it will not blow you away. It'll do the opposite of whatever you're thinking. But guess what? I still got there. That's the whole point.
100%. Yeah. And could you hierarchically rate them in terms of like best performing, which I know may shift depending on. But if let me guess. Okay, let me guess, and then you tell me if I'm right. So I'm gonna guess Amazon Merch first. Amazon Seller Central second, Etsy, eBay, Walmart.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would put. Although I will say that like with Amazon Custom and, my friend Steven, who made the tool called Hello Custom,
Oh
I
yeah.
really think there's an opportunity there that like could make that better than Amazon merch. Even though I love Amazon merch, man, that's how I got started with print on demand. So it's always got a spot in my heart. But
Right.
with
But you have more
custom,
capability over what the actual listing looks like with a Seller Central account.
exactly,
Like
yeah, you have like none
you
with
can
merch.
hard sell them as they move down the page, essentially. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like if depending on who it is, right? Like as someone like me, like 8 years basically at this point, almost 8 years, few months shy of experience with print on demand, I could make more money off my Seller Central account than my Amazon merch account. Like I feel like merch is kind of capped unless you just want to, you would say you're doing Amazon merch, but you'd really just be doing Amazon ads. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whereas like with Seller Central, I don't think you need to go that route to be outperforming. You know what I mean? But that being said, Amazon merch, man, I don't think there's a better opportunity to make money because you don't even pay for fulfillment. Amazon does customer service, they do everything, and you just get paid a royalty. So I don't
Correct.
think there's anything better. Like check back in with me next year, man, on the combined income from Amazon merch between me and my wife, because I want to blow you away with that one because we're scaling up her account like every day, and I'm just very bullish on that into next year. You know, they just added a new product too. They added tumblers, so they're still expanding their catalog.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So they are still adding new product quality. I wonder where they're getting fulfillment from.
I thought they do it all in house, but I truly don't know. You know,
I
I
don't
truly
know,
don't know.
man. That's
Yeah,
the question is like
yeah.
where, yeah, I don't know. Let's see what kind of powers that be exist from Printify and Printful coming together and making something massive. They're going to become the Amazon of print on demand, I think.
That'd be sick, man. Maybe they'll launch like a marketplace too or something. You know, just another place
Oh
to sell.
shoot. That'd be crazy, bro. Dang. Okay, well, as we get down the plane landing here, is there anything that you want to leave people with, either upcoming for you, offers that you have? I know you have your private groups. You obviously have your YouTube trainings. People can find out all that information in the description. But yeah, anything else? Encouragement, advice, upcoming stuff, news, whatever you want. The floor is yours to close us out.
Thanks, Drew. Yeah, the first thing I'd like to say is just like what I mentioned earlier about how I take less money using Printful. And by the way, Printify has a similar workflow. It's not like it's Printful or you're wasting all your time on Printify, but
Sure.
getting more. Yeah. But just do what works for you. Like I had this mantra in my head. I had a few that would go through my head while I was working my 9 to 5 and my other job and doing my side hustles before I had, my Amazon journey. Like I had plenty of other stuff I worked on. But like I knew I needed passive income to set me free. And like one of the mantras was just like, make it work for you. I would tell that to myself, make it work for you.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, you know what I mean? Sometimes I would launch like a lower quality product just to get something up and feel like I did something instead of spending like 2 hours that I didn't have on like a more detailed product and then not get it done, you know? So
Yeah.
just make it work for you. Anybody listening, like everybody's different. And just know that like this journey, if you stick with it, hopefully I can be like an example that you don't need to achieve outlier success to make this work. I'm not a good designer. You get a feel for the SEO and all that stuff over time. And if you have to use like Printful because you like their workflow more, even though you make lower profit margins, but you're getting it done.
Yeah,
like,
you're getting it done. Yeah.
yeah, like that's to me like way more valuable. So, and the other half I would say is like just to plug, I do have a print on demand course called Ryan's Method Print on Demand course. It'll be on sale for, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, that whole thing. So if you want to wait till then, all I can promise is that I show you step by step exactly how I do what I do. And it involves covering like Amazon, Etsy, eBay, Walmart, right? You get all of those. You get research, you get design, you get to see how I use Kittl to make winning designs.
Boom.
At the end, it's automation too.
Oh,
So I
nice.
love that one. You bring it all together, but you automate as much as possible because time is money,
Nice. Perfect. Awesome. Ryan, thanks so much for taking the time. This is always good to talk to you. And I love our yearly recaps. That's basically kind of what we do is we check in and we see what's working, what hasn't worked, what's going to be working. So everybody check out all of those details down in the description. Obviously, go and subscribe to Ryan's channel. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. It should be lighting up when I say that word. I'm pretty sure that's a new thing YouTube did, which is
I've seen that.
Really, really neat. If there was something that we got into in this conversation that you all are interested to learn more, dive deep in, comment below. If there was something that was confusing or just something, you want to dive in, that's more videos Ryan can make. It's more videos that we can make here on Kittl. So definitely comment. We look at all of those and respond to all of them. Of course, thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.